So what we're doing today is we're going to be doing some work on the Jag. As if you've watched this channel, you'll know I do a little bit of pieces on my own van, but I bought this Jag. I'm having a midlife crisis here. It was cheap, there was things wrong with it, but obviously when you buy these second-hand motors, there's always something that's hidden that you don't really know about. And this basically went into limp mode, and it turned out to be the EGR valve. So we're going to be doing that today. I'm going to talk you through it the best I can. I've never really worked on a Jag before, and it's basically a Ford, so it's basically like similar to a Ford Mondeo. I've never worked on one of them before either, so it should be fairly straightforward. I watched a YouTube video of how to do it, so I've got an idea of where I'm supposed to be going with it. But we'll see what happens when I get there with it all. So we're going to flip the camera around now and have a look. So basically this is the Jaguar engine cover. Now it should just pop off like that, or you have to take the dipstick out first. Just going to pop it there for now. Not a good idea to do that, but there we go. So this here is the EGR valve, and this is an inlet, an outlet kind of thing, and there's a lot of oil kicking around here, so I'm going to investigate that a little bit as well. I might have to put some gunk spray and everything on to get rid of it all. I'm presuming it's just something like a gasket that's gone. Hopefully not the head gasket, because it wouldn't be running right if it was that. But well, it's not running right now, but basically we've got to get to the valve here and clean it out, or in my case I have bought a new one, so we're going to put that on instead, the new one, and like I say, we'll see where we go with it. So I've got to remove the air filter, and obviously got to get rid of this manifold here, and then we should be able to get that out. Got to unclip a bit of wiring as well. But while I'm here, I'm going to do the glow plugs as well, because they're behind there. I've got a set of glow plugs to put in, so we're going to do them as well. This looks a bit loose here. What's that? It's melted, whatever it is. But that shouldn't be hard to get out then, should it? Right, so so that's not good, is it? That looks like some sort of electrode wiring that's come off there, so that needs sorting out as well. Right, it's okay, we know what we're doing now. Well, I think I know what I'm doing. We'll crack on with it anyway. So that's the air filter out of the way. Just basically got a spring clip there. Got to remove the MAF sensor plug, and it just unclipped. These are just clipped on. These are the air vents into the air filter. So what it looks like now is got to remove this bracket here, and obviously we can get to that. I'm going to have to do something about that, like I said before. I don't think that's right, is it? I have to figure out what to do with that. Right. So I've loosened the bolts, obviously, as you can see what I've done. They're just here, 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 and here, and here. And we're going to somehow get rid of this wire in here because it's actually attached to that, so I'm trying to get this little plug off here and it don't want to come off, so I think I'm going to have to find, oh I think I can see how it comes off now. This is the problem with wearing glasses, I can't see what I'm doing even though it's supposed to help. But I think is that right? It should be a little clip, because it'll be clipped on, that's for sure. Just under there somewhere. I mean, failing that I can just pull the sensor completely out because it's an 8mm bolt that. Is this it? Does it go up or down? Oh. Sometimes they just come off. So it might just be easier to get the bolt out so I don't break it. Just get a bit of a wiggle out. There we go, it's coming. Once I get it out, I can probably unclip it anyway. There we go. Right, it's just a cam sensor. There you go, the clip's there. So that just needs pushing in, but it's stuck. What we'll do is take that out. I think I might have damaged that actually. I'll just leave it off for now. I can give that a clean before it goes back in. So that's a cam sensor by the look of it. So I always try to put the bolts back where I found them. This should come off in a minute. So we need to unclip some more stuff here. So there's a couple of bolts there, that should loosen that there. I think it had all come off in one unit. You can undo it here roughly and it should come out as that'd be the EGR sensor, but you've got a hose clip here. Now it's very oily down here, I have to say. I can see some oil running down the head here from here because this is very oily as well, so it might be just a case that it's coming out of here, running down there and then hitting some of the drive wheels and flying it round the engine, because that looks like what it's doing at the moment with the oil situation. So we'll have to get that sorted out. First things first, we'll get this done off. So there we go, my friends, that is the EGR sensor, and it is quite badly caked up, so that will be affecting it quite interestingly. So that can be cleaned out, and I don't know if you noticed this, but that is a Ford symbol on it there, because like I said, most of this is a Ford Mondeo. So we're going to put that somewhere now. I've got a new one, like I said, but you can clean these up. Just get out as much of this grease out as you can, because all this is oil. I don't know why they're like that, but it is a common fault with these Jags apparently. So we're going to try and get this out now. Try not to lose any bolts. Already lost a bolt down there, not a bolt, a nut. So I think this should just unclip there, like that. This should just come out. One of the things is holding it in there. It's absolutely caked up. I mean, it has done 160,000 miles this, but you can see inside it there, it's just caked up with the oil and grease, so we need to get this cleaned up. Oh yeah, you just look inside the chambers here, this is the sort of thing that's inside there. That will affect your engine, and this will explain why it's gone into limp mode quite a few times. There's absolutely loads in this. Yeah, there we go. Now I have got some cleaner coming. It hasn't arrived yet, so probably as far as I can take this for today. But I can do the glow plugs. So this here should be for the glow plugs. So that should sit in there. So that's obviously come detached. I'll have to fix that. That's the glow plug wire there. Yeah, them glow plugs aren't right. So we're going to replace the glow plugs while I'm here. And this has got to be the tiniest little bolt ever. So I'm just going to knock my camera flying and then squirt the tops of these with that. So this is a 7mm nut, and I'm just going to have to be careful with this so I don't do anything stupid. That's why I've squirted them first. And then I'm just going to try and take them off by hand. I mean, this is a 160,000 mile car, so changing the glow plugs now would be a good idea. I mean, they do last quite a while in diesels, to be honest, but you need to make sure you get the nut somewhere safe as well. So I've got a little tub to put everything in. Don't know where my magnetic tray has gone. So just untighten this like so, and pull it back a bit. There you go, it's inside the socket. And then get these out. So I need to find a socket for the glow plugs. I'll take this heater rail off as well. See, there you go, the little nut's just balanced on top there, so I need to grab that. So this should just pull off, and I've got a feeling that we could probably repair this. I'll undo it from there. See one of these fits first. Oh, good guess. So that's a 10mm. First, I just want to get rid of this rail here. I've got a little do this so I can repair this. I'll just repair it for now. I'll see if I can order another one, because it's a bit, but they're not very good. That could explain some of the starting issues with it. You see, it's quite badly corroded there, and it's obviously melted because that's quite a high tensile. It takes a lot of the load for the glow plugs. I'll see if I can order another one somewhere. Be able to get one. What we're going to do now is remove the glow plugs. A little bit tight, but there you go. That's the nature of the beast. We have some new ones to go in, so I'm going to do that. Here's the brand new ones, and luckily enough they come with little bolts for the top, so that's good, isn't it? So we can just put these in. I'll leave the little bolts on the top for now, because I've got to sort the heater rail out. There we go, new heater plugs installed. We're on a roll here. You can test these. I did a video on my Ford Transit Connect, so if you want to test these, go check out that video. I did a little bit of a test thing. I've just lost one down there, but don't matter, we'll find that in a minute. So I've managed to source a wiring harness, it's called, for the glow plugs, and I've reattached it onto the glow plugs now. So this is just the same principle. I didn't film it because I thought, well, you saw me took it off, and obviously you saw this section here where it had snapped off. Well, that now is completely on now, so that's okay. Might need to replace this at some point because it's a bit corroded. I'm guessing it was getting a bit of resistance in the connection there, so it's obviously decided, right, I'm not working. But I don't think that was causing the problem with the Jag. I think it's more to do with the EGR sensor. I'm just cleaning these portholes out a bit more. I'm on with the manifold at the moment, cleaning that, so we're using like carburetor cleaner, something like that. So I'm using like an oven degrease, so you can use Mr. Muscle. This will degrease any of the, so you can just about see some bits of it here, the foam. So I've just been trying to get rid of some of this oil from inside the engine, but I need some more carburetor cleaner, I think, just to make it a bit more runny to thin it out a bit on the side of the engine because it's kind of like coagulated. Anyway, that being said, just got a bit more to do. I'm losing a bit of light now, so I'm going to leave it for today and hopefully crack on again with it tomorrow. So we're back at the Jag again, and obviously I've had to wait for some parts to come and bits and pieces and engine degreaser, but there you can see I've cleaned off most of the debris and I've degreased the insides of the ports here by simply putting a screwdriver in, scraping off as much as possible and then spraying it with like brake cleaner and degreaser, which is pretty much the same thing. I also used a little bit of diesel on a toothbrush to soften a lot of that up because it was proper cruddy in there. I mean, this engine, like I've said, has done 160,000 miles and probably never been done or touched before. So there you go. This is the other EGR valve here, the original one. That's stamped by Ford, and there is the inlet or the manifold there. Should I say it's not an inlet, is it? And again, stamped by Ford. So like I said, this is basically a Mondeo. I've got a new EGR valve there, so that should be fine just to put that on. It just saves cleaning it, but I will clean this one up and use it as a spare because I don't think there's anything wrong with it as such. It's just a bit clogged up with all the crap that's inside the inlet manifold and everything. So like I said, I've cleaned this as best I can by using, like I said, a little bit of diesel. There's just a little bit of crud there which I can't get to, but the inside of it is more or less clean now, so it should do several thousands of miles as it is. But I've just got to clean the gaskets. Now you can replace these gaskets if you wish, but I priced them up and they were about £7 each, so I thought for the sake of £7, it's not that hard to take off again if I need to anyway, and redo. If I do need to get them, I'll probably get a set or source a set, but there was about £7.95 each. And like I said, I've just bought this Jag, so if I intend to keep it any longer, I might change them later on if anything else transpires. But that being said, we're going to get all this stuff back on the car now, give it a fire up, take it for a run and see what happens. So I've put the EGR valve on first, which I didn't realise I wasn't recording, but the bolts are still in the old one, so I need to get these out now. And so there's one. I'm just going to pop that back in. Like that. So there, that's the bolt there. So I need to get the other one out now. So I'm just using some pump pliers to get them out and then winding it off like that. It's quite simple really. It's like a torque spanner that's on, but I can't find my one that's small enough for that. But then once you've cracked them off, they should just wind out my hand, but it just keeps getting stuck a little bit. So I just need to, I actually made it a little bit awkward by putting it on first, so I've cleaned the old gasket off because it didn't come with a new one. Now some of these come with new gaskets and some don't, so I'm going to replace it eventually. I'm just going to put this old one back on for now. I'm going to try and get a gasket kit for this, and then so I have lost one of the nuts so I'm going to find another one. I'll have one somewhere to go on here, so it's not an issue. So I'm just going to pop them on hand tight for now. So again, there were no let's get that bit of muck out of clean the oil off so it gets a good seal. Move the camera a little bit over now. Then what you want to do is get them ratcheted up so they're nice and nipped up. Important, don't forget to put the vacuum hose back on down there at the back. Don't forget to plug the plugs back on. Need to find them up for here. So I found this. I usually keep all the bolts off the engine when I'm doing stuff. So it's roughly right thread for it, so I'll put this on now. It's caught it. It's not quite the same nut, but it will do. There we go. So them are nice and tight. We need to put the sensor back in for the cam sensor. This needs clipping back on there like that. We need to put this back in. Now if you remember earlier in the video I said that I always leave the bolts in, which is what I do. Then you know where they are, you don't lose them. But I'm going to clean this sensor just a bit first before it goes back in. Just needs a bit of a wipe, doesn't need anything special. There we go, can unplug it now, look. Put it back in this way and then plug it back on. So just to talk you through it so far, cleaned the manifold up, put it back on, cleaned the seals, new EGR valve here, reattached it all, Like I say, you can get a blanking plate for that, which I might do at a later date. We've reused the old gaskets because didn't see any value in buying any new ones. If it does need them, we'll buy some new ones later on and start restripping this. Still a lot of oil kicking around downside the engine here. No idea where that's come from yet. I'm assuming it's come out of the top here somewhere, because there's a lot of oil at the top here. It's running down the engine and throwing around on the pulleys and flywheels, etc, etc. But I've cleaned up as much as I can. I'll get a jet wash out at some point and get it all off. But there you go. But now all that's left to do is reattach the bracket here. Like I said, I've left the bolts in so we know where they are. So that's this little thing here. I say little, it's quite big really. So the air filter's going back on now, but noticeably it's the only part that's got Jaguar written on it. Need to make sure this is reattached as well. Oops. So I've got the Jag started here. Now here's something not to worry about, and that's this light here. That's just telling you it's bloody freezing outside, which it is. It's about, I don't know, 1 degree or something like that. So I'm going to take it for a run. But one thing I didn't know about Jags or this particular engine is not to give it any revs. Just to let it get warmed up a little bit and let the oil start circulating so it goes into the turbo and everything, and then you don't blow your hell out of your turbo. So I'm going to take it for a run now. Just got a few errands to run and then it should be sorted. But it seems to be purring like a kitten quite well. So I think job done there. So I've taken it for a run. Obviously I didn't film that because you're not really supposed to film things in your hand while you're driving, are you? So the operating temperature's gone up and it also dropped, which would indicate the fan's working and bringing the temperature back down on the engine. But this is what it got to when it went into limp mode. So it basically just cut out and it wouldn't rev up like that. So this is now revving up. You can see there that the rev counter's going up, and that brought up the fault code for the EGR valve, which we've changed now. So the EGR valve's changed and it's doing its job. It's all being cleaned out the best we can, and obviously it's now causing the engine to run smoothly. And I must say it has developed some more power. It's definitely pulling away like it should be doing, and driving like it should be doing. So yeah, only time will tell now. So there you go. I think the problem's solved there. And again, anybody commenting on this like, there's a light on your dash, you know, grow up mate. It's like, yeah, that's telling you it's bloody freezing outside. That's nothing to worry about. I don't know how you turn it off, but you can comment on how to turn it off if you need to, but I don't think you can do it. I've not tried essentially to do that yet, to try and turn it off. In my van, which is a Ford, that's a 1.8 TDCi engine, the Transit Connect, I can turn off the low temperature warning light on the dashboard because it's slightly annoying having it there. But there you go, resolve the problem, like I said. So there you go, guys. So this is my Jag that I bought, and we resolved the problem on it. We've got the wheel bearing to do on it. Yeah, it's growling like a cat at the moment when you're driving it. So I've got the wheel bearing to do. I might do both sides yet because I've got the kit to do it. I've got the hubs and everything, because in my experience with doing wheel bearings, you've got to get the hub out and everything of the bearing, and it's probably a lot easier just to get a new one and put that in. But they're not relatively expensive on these Jags, because like I said, this is a Ford. It's a Ford Mondeo. It's the same running gear as a Ford Mondeo, so it's relatively cheap. It's Ford prices basically is what I'm trying to say there. So that being said, we've done what we need to do on this job now. The Jag's running fine. Obviously got that oil situation going on. I'm not really that worried about that. It is probably just something simple like a seal, but we'll get that sorted later on, obviously when the weather picks up, because it's bloody freezing at the moment. And there you go. So hope you enjoyed that video, or this video should I say, and don't forget to subscribe for more bits and pieces of DIY mechanics. This is what I call it. This is a Jag. I've got the Connect as well, so I'm doing that, and we'll get some more videos out there and done. But this has got right up to temperature where it had done, and it's just driving perfectly now, perfectly like a big cat. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave some comments if you want, and we'll get back to them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.